Let's bring in our special guest of the day. It seems that everyone has thought about writing a book one day. Well, that thought usually quietly disappears back out of your mind as we start thinking about all the other obligations in our life. Mm-hmm. In fact, Amy and Susan and Rob, most of us think if I only had a couple more hours or years off of work, why don't I just take a 2-year sabbatical off work? And I'm going to write a book.
I'm going to go to Italy to do it.
That blows my mind that people can do that. A hiatus. Yeah. A sabbatical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go find myself.
I'm going to go find myself.
Then
find myself broke.
Well, if you found yourself that way, find yourself broke. Well, Dallas-based author Jennifer Norris joins us on the show, and she's going to talk about how to manage and keep your day job, your friends, if you have one, and your family and everybody else happily, and publish her first fiction novel. When you go onto Amazon.com and read her reviews, amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Young little Jennifer Norris.
Yeah, one of us did our research before. Me. So, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. So, tell us a little bit. Number one, tell us how old you are.
I can't hear you, Rodney.
No, we want to know how old you are, Jennifer.
Oh, I'm 32, and thank you for saying I was in my 20s, by the way.
Oh, all right. Well, on radio, you look younger.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. So, briefly tell us a little bit about your book.
It's the Locust Trilogy, Unearthing, and it's pretty much a coming-of-age tale. It's an modernized Native American fantasy. It's an epic adventure for Cote James. She's the main character, and it's a pretty long, hard road for her of revelation and heartbreak, but at the same time, it kind of takes her down a road of understanding about where she came from and why she is destined to fight this war against the Locusts. And it really takes you into why parents do what they have to do to protect you. And she gets bit by a rattlesnake, and she wakes up on the Native American reservation and realizes that she's this prophesized female spirit warrior, the first one of her kind. And she basically starts out as this really quiet, shy girl and turns into a warrior and fights this war against the Locusts. So it turns out pretty awesome.
So is this book sexy at all, Jennifer?
It is, actually.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling when she started using the word fantasize. Yeah.
You started fantasizing?
Yeah, no. When she started saying that, I just started thinking, okay, it might be a sexy book.
Yeah.
People do. They tend to, when I say fantasy, they immediately go to erotica, and it's not. But fantasy is in fiction.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some sexy parts in there.
We were just saying that when we were talking about book titles and alike, and that if we had some, books need to be sexy these days to kind of sell. You know, even if you're talking about money, you got to make it sexy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do. I had to put some sexy parts in there.
So you self-published your book. What is that process like?
It is really, really fun, but at the same time, I'm not going to lie, it is brutal because you are your own publisher, your own marketer, and you have to do everything yourself. And you've got to be willing to accept rejection and brush it off and move on. And I remember Barnes & Noble laughed at me when I was like, are you guys willing to take my book? And they're like, no, you're a self-published author. So I went to all the other bookstores. I've been on the phone for hours, in my cars for hours and days and months, and I managed to get it into Hastings and Lucky Dog bookstores, and once my book started doing very well and my reviews started coming out, all of a sudden I looked and Barnes & Noble had me on their website. So it was a pretty good validation point at that time.
Yeah, I always use the thing, how many times in life we're ever told it's not good enough, it's never going to happen.
Right.
You're just wishful thinking, and on that day when that dream comes true, rather than say, I told you so, I want you to say, I showed you so.
Oh.
Exactly, exactly. Yes, you never have to talk, you just have to do it. Just be willing to accept rejection. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. In this business, it is a brutal, brutal business.
Yeah,
happen.
I'll never forget that I walked into Penguin Press. Big publisher.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Penguin Press to publish Credit 911.
Yeah.
And there was only one person that wasn't there. Everybody's like, we want to buy your book. We want to buy your book. And the head of, one of the heads of Penguin Press had jury duty that day. Yeah. And he was the head of the editorial board.
Oh, wow.
And they said, all of a sudden I get a phone call. I'm excited. Penguin Press is one of the top 5 publishers in the country. And all of a sudden I get it rejected. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yep.
And
Mr. Jury Duty put the kibosh on it?
yeah, because this was during the financial crisis, and he was not going to publish any book written by a mortgage lender.
Right. Right. That is terrible.
We're so offended.
Oh.
We're like, have you even looked at the book? It completely protects people from irreputable, lenders and creditors and whatnot. They didn't even
Yes.
look at it because of what his title was, not title of the book, but his title, position within business. It shot us down. I think if he hadn't had jury duty and would have met him, it would have been a completely different game.
Yeah, because I'm a likable guy. Hey, Jennifer, what has been the most exciting part of becoming an author?
I would say my younger fans coming up to me and really just talking about the book and loving the characters and begging me for the second one. It's really surreal. I just couldn't believe it. When my reviews started coming out and people were calling me and texting me and coming up to me at work and being like, can you just give me some kind of clue of what's going to happen in the second one? It was a pretty good feeling. I feel like I had made it at that point, that you put something out there that people really embraced and loved, and you put everything you had into it, and people really love your characters and stories, and they just can't wait for the second and the third one. I feel like I had finally made it at that point.
You know what's going to happen next?
What's it?
It's going to be the movie.
I know.
Hollywood is going to option your book.
All right.
I am waiting for that.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. 1-800-EXPRESS is our number, 1-800-397-7377. What book would you write? You can also email us during the show, rodney@rodneyanderson.com. My book's a little bit sexier.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when we come back, I'll give you a little title.
Oh, no.
Oh,
You're listening to the Rodney Anderson Radio Show, right here on 1190 AM.
All right, we're here every single day, 11 a.m. to noon on Talk Radio 1190, and our special guest of the day is Jennifer Norris, and she wrote a book. And Amy, I'm sure down at Good Morning Texas, always co-hosting with us. She's famous. 9 years on Good Morning Texas, every single day. How many shows have you done? You've done thousands of shows down there.
I guess it is thousands of shows. So, yeah, Monday through Friday for 9 years.
Ever interviewed any really cool authors?
Yes.
I mean, Jennifer's cool, but...
Jennifer's cool. Lots of well-known authors, probably my most memorable. And Jennifer, you'll appreciate this. Candace Bushnell, of course, Sex and the City fame. Awesome lady. I was so excited to be sitting next to her. So cool. I just wanted to go and hang and have Cosmopolitans with her.
Did you really?
I did. I was like, can we go to New York City right now and just have martinis?
Nice. Hey, have you ever interviewed any douchebags?
Oh! Rob.
I mean that in the nice way.
Yes, right? Of course. Some tools. We'll call them tools.
There you
right?
go. There you go.
Is that nicer?
She's a lady. She's not going to repeat
Right.
that
What
word.
isn't? Never mind. Go
What?
ahead.
So what's a famous tool?
Do you know Perez Hilton, the blogger?
Perez?
Yeah.
Oh, Perez. I don't.
Yeah.
Perez is the guy
With
who
the girly voice.
insults people for a living.
Insults people for a living. He's very popular, based out in L.A., entertainment blogger. He was 3 hours late for the interview.
Whoa.
And when he arrived, let's just say he was a little cracked out of his tree.
High.
Correct.
He was high on life.
Wow. And this is the punchline to the whole thing. So I do this interview with him that never even made air because he was so vulgar in the interview. None of it was usable for morning television.
Yeah, you cut out all the bad words and it's just ands and ofs and these.
And
yeah.
It was welcome and thank you. So, yeah. So I've had moments like that. Most people are pretty nice that come on GMT. But
What's the punchline?
The punchline is that never made air. So we literally never aired it.
What?
So all of that for naught.
All that douchery for nothing. I mean, toolery.
Tomfoolery.
There you go.
Our special guest,
I love that.
Jennifer
T-shirt.
Norris. She wrote the book, the Locust Trilogy, Unearthing, and she is world famous on Amazon and all over. No, it's hard to write a book. I mean, Susie and I wrote Credit 911, and our ghostwriter
ghosted us.
Can we
Took
talk,
her-
can we
Right.
talk about this? Because
Oh
this
my-
is a crazy story. I don't know if people know how this works when you have a ghostwriter.
Well, people think that ghostwriter means that we didn't write the book, that somebody else wrote it. But what we actually did was lots and lots of outlines, lots of content, lots of putting it all together. Then we would send what we had, and then he would, spruce it up, change it, edit it, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Or we send it and never hear from him again. Whichever.
Well, this guy comes down from New York. We hire a ghostwriter through our literary
Right.
agent, and we hire this person, and we think, oh my God, this is going to be the coolest thing.
Right.
His wife was the head editor, lead editor for one of the huge publishing companies, one of the top 3 companies out there. We're like, okay, we get him, we get her.
Yeah.
We're well connected.
Right.
And all of a
Not.
sudden, so he flies down here. We fly him down. He spends 3 days with me. He lives in my high-rise with me for
Wow.
3 days. And he interviewed all the people around me. He just sat there so he could talk in my voice.
So this seemed like a pretty legit situation.
Oh, he was great. And then he's like, I took him to the airport. He flew back to New York, and he said, oh, by the time I'm done, but I'm going to write all the way back to New York, and I'm going to write the first 4 chapters, and you guys have them really soon.
Nice.
About
Right.
3 weeks later, and this was in August, 3 weeks later, we got chapter 1. And it was really good. And we edited it up. Everything was great. And then all of a sudden, he kind of just disappeared. And we're like, where's chapter 2? Oh, I'm getting it to you. I'll get it to you.
Cryptic text messages.
Yeah, mind you, we have a deadline with Wiley, December 31st. And he gets his chapter 2 Thanksgiving.
No.
And we're sitting
Yep.
there. We're sitting there going, "Oh my God!"
So we're
And-
thinking we're going to publish a pamphlet at this point.
and so all of a sudden, he ghosts us and just goes away. He just ghosts us.
Did he have it finished by the 31st?
Oh no! He went away. We had our literary agent found a new a new ghostwriter for us on December 5th.
Oh.
We started with him on December 6th, and Susie and I wrote Credit 911 in 26 days, and we had it to them. And mind you, Christmas was in there too. December 30th, we had it done, and all turned into Wiley. And Wiley all the way along was freaking out and I mean, we spent days and nights and
gosh.
weekends and reading.
And it's a really good book,
Well,
by the
and
way.
failure was not an option. It's
No.
like, we have all this content. We've been working on this. This book's getting done.
Right.
I don't care
Yes.
what it takes.
Yeah.
So even, the second ghostwriter was a really nice guy, helped us out quite a bit. But for the most part, that's got our blood and sweat in it through every page.
And that's exactly what a book is blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, you
it
feel
really
like
is.
you feel like you've been beaten with a bag of nickels by the time you get to the finish line. But if people like it, it's like, oh, thank God.
Susie has the best little isms. and
Right.
sayings
No,
that
she does.
says.
She does. That's Susie Reed, of course. You got her music on there, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
How
we
about
need to-
talking about
Speaking of a girl named Susie.
that there?
Yeah, we just continue to introduce. We got Amy's music.
Amy? Woo! Makes me want a two-stepper.
Amy
Swing
Vanderhoff,
out.
Good Morning, Texas. You got any music for Jennifer?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Jennifer's got a theme song,
Nice.
too.
So can we circle back with the ghostwriter thing one more time? So whatever happened to the original guy? Is he in the Hudson River? What happened?
Should
Not
be.
that we
Can't
know
talk
of.
about it.
Yeah.
We know nothing about that, Amy.
Right. Right.
No, we
No,
don't. I
he told his wife.
Trinity River.
He told his wife that we let him go.
Liar.
So he took our money and ghosted us.
That's so
So
cool.
Wow.
that's what it goes for. And it said that's why I said I don't know. The next book I'm going to self-publish, and truly I will
Right.
self-publish it
Yeah.
because you make all the money in self-publishing.
Are you
Well,
going to
and
tell
we
us the
have-
title?
You do. You
Yeah,
do.
and we have a lot more connections, I think, now than we did back then, So I think it'll be good. But the shifting of the eyes when he's about to tell us the title of this book.
you know, be
Why,
careful.
why do I feel like I don't want to co-author this one?
Yeah, you might want to.
I may want to.
All right, you can pick up our book at Amazon.com. Where's your book located at now, Jennifer?
If you're in the DFW, you can get it at any Lucky Dog bookstores, and you can get it on Amazon.com and Hastings.com, and BarnesandNoble.com now.
Oh, see,
I
it's
know.
feistiness.
I do have one more question. My 13-year-old is an avid reader. Is this book okay for 13-year-olds? Who's your demographic?
Absolutely. My demographic started out with that age group, but actually I've had senior citizens. My mom, being in her 50s, loves it. It's actually pretty weird. Everybody seems to love it.
Okay.
There at the end, there's one cuss word at the end, and it had to be there, or it just wouldn't have been right.
She goes
but
to,
other than
she
that,
goes to
it's
Publix.
appropriate.
Yeah.
No, she goes to
Yeah, well then you're good. Then you're good. It's a bad one, but I had to put it in there, so I can't apologize for it.
That's
But
all right.
definitely a 13-year-old, it's perfect for.
Awesome.
All right, her name is Jennifer Norris. She wrote the book, The Locust Trilogy, Unearthing. Pick up her copy of her book. Hey, thanks for being on today, Jennifer.
Hey, thank you guys so much. It was really fun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.